Hey guys, Shamir here again, but you can call me Chip, and I am back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the new update, as well as mainly the weapon refines for this new update, and some of them are pretty crazy. I have had to look at them because I think this is probably the update that I've had the least amount of units for. I only have Legendary Marth and Summer Tana, but I do have all the descriptions of the weapon refines here to show you. Let's first go to the actual update little page thing. It's very far back. And there it is. So we got some stuff with some learn skills screen update, whatever, mementos events, cool. Percival and Dream Female Corrin, and then Zealot as well. Cool, replacing the limited ephemera ones with these new ones. Fine. The weapon refines, which we will get to soon. Some stuff with the Ether Raid, some stuff with Mjolnir Strike, and then Nana and Elfric are getting added to the Grail pool. So we'll go to the actual remixes that we just got. Legendary Marth getting a pretty cool one with Shining Emblem now, which I believe is Brave Marth's special. So basically it gets a bunch of stats, speed-based damage, really strong, and then Binding Steel too. Basically if he can naturally double, it's a sweep effect and a guaranteed follow-up against dragons and whatever. It's insane. He's very strong now. As well as Tiki, Legendary Tiki now getting Slick Fighter, which is helpful, and then a Spectrum save, which is very unique, as well as I think with everyone at default gave her and allies defense since res +6 normally, but then now with the Spectrum save, we might see her a bit more in AR, with just a sheer possibility, and she also has Weapon Refine, so I have no clue. But let's get into it. Let's actually not start with Marth or Tana, because I do have them. Let's start with the ones I don't have, and one of those being Kliff with the Sagittae buff. From the icon itself, it looks like Joshua's refined, or Alendite, or Ragnall, however you pronounce it. But here we go. Grants defense +3 at start of combat if foe's attack is greater than unit attack. Grants Spectrum +5 during combat and deals damage equal to 15% of foe's attack, including when dealing damage with a special triggered before combat. Oh, okay, so he can do that with a like Blazing Wind or something like that. Okay, pretty cool. Anyways, and then the special refine. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants Spectrum +40 unit during combat, and inflicts guard on foe. So, Kliff normally, like I think similar to Henry's refine, the Corvus Tome, it benefits from the foe having higher attack. But even during combat, he does get basically Spectrum +9 to everything, and then static damage from the foe's attack stat. So very decent, pretty good actually. But really, with the static damage, unless the foe is like stacked upon stacked with damage, 15% isn't too much, but it does help his damage output. So Kliff is actually pretty good. So after Kliff, we have Kaze's refine. It doesn't have the icon or the name right now, but I will tell you in a sec. Accelerate special trigger, cooldown count -1. His basic weapon is, it wasn't introducing, but it was the slaying dagger, Kagami Mochi, on New Year's Takumi, I think was the first slaying dagger in the game. But then Kaze added it to the summon pool. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants, not Spectrum, because there's no defense, attack speed res +4 to unit during combat, and then dagger stuff. And then the special refine, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants attack speed res +4 to unit during combat, and also Flashing Blade 4. Static damage as well as Flashing Blade is really decent, and the icon for Kaze's Needle is actually just the Flashing Blade icon. It's very workable. He just needs to be very fast, and then I guess that does free up the A slot for maybe Sturdy Impact, because he does not get any defense when he initiates combat, so Sturdy Impact is probably going to be his recommended A slot. But either way, you can even run Life and Death. He gets static damage from having higher speed, and then with a special trigger cooldown count, he can run Luna very easily. maybe even just Desperation in the B slot. Very decent. So happy for the Kaze fans out there. He's very, very player phase. So kind of workable, but still lacking in some areas. But still, pretty neat refine. Then we have Legendary Tiki, who just got remixed with Divine Mist, and then the basic effect is the effect against dragon foes, distant counter, and the dragon's adaptive damage. The special refine, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants Spectrum plus 4 to unit, inflicts penalty on foe's attack equal to 75% of total bonuses on unit's defense and res during combat. So, with everyone too, her new C skill that has the Spectrum save in it, it does give her and allies a +6 to defense and res. So the total being 12 in that instance, inflicts a penalty of 75% of 12, which is 9. So inflicts attack -9 on foe during combat if she has above 25% HP. So pretty good. It does help with her survivability, being a savior unit. But being a dragon savior unit, I feel like if people, I don't see it a lot, but maybe like a Julia in Ether Raids, or even like in Arena or something, it's very niche, but it is very workable. So very cool for Tiki's Refine. It's not bad. Now we have Thunder Armod's Refine. Grants defense +3 for Legendary Hector. Grants defense +3 if unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is greater than 75% at start of combat, inflicts another attack defense -5 on foe during combat, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 40%. So with the built-in Wary Fighter that he has, it's basically just a static 40% damage reduction, unless they have no follow-up, or they like have Bridal Catria's Brave effect or something like that, or they can quad, who knows. But attack and defense -10 basically if he's just nearby an ally and the foe initiates combat. He's a very, very decent save, what's the word, candidate for like a near save or something, or even far save. He does come with distant counter. He does have a unique C skill that also got remixed that I don't remember off the top of my head. Probably should have looked that up. But either way, very decent. Very good with survivability. So pretty cool, honestly. Very workable, and very happy for the Hector fans. And now we have Linus's Refine. Fanged Basilicos. Linus actually had normal Basilicos when he was added to the game, being Raven's Refine, so right off the bat, he had a Weapon Refine, but now he has his own personal one with a special trigger cooldown count -1. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 25%, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat. So that's on enemy phase, that is on initiation, so very, very workable and very useful. At start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than 75%, inflicts speed defense -5 on foe during combat, and inflicts penalty on foe's speed and defense during combat equal to current bonus on each of foe's stats ×2. So, example, if a foe has a +7 bonus to speed, inflicts speed -19 for a net penalty of speed -12. So, he's a buff inverter, basically, with Fanged Basilicos. And with this specifically, he can do quite a bit of damage, especially if the enemy has buffs, and he is going to be very fast in comparison. So he's very, very good. So, especially with the base Basilicos Refine, just being life and death, this is definitely an upgrade for that. Kind of feel bad for Raven. Maybe Raven will eventually get access to Fanged Basilicos as well, but who knows. So that's his. Now we have, Helbindi. This one's honestly probably one of the better ones of this whole bunch. This is probably maybe my third or fourth favorite. At start of turn, if unit is within 4 spaces of a foe, or if it is an odd numbered turn, grants Spectrum +5 to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. So at default, Bilister is actually just odd spectrum wave, but now it's odd spectrum wave, but within 2 spaces of an ally, or buffing an ally within 2 spaces as well. And then bonus granted to unit even if there are no allies within 2 spaces. If it is an odd numbered turn, or if the foe's HP is greater than 75% at start of combat, grants attack +5 to unit and inflicts attack -5 on foe during combat. So basically like Hearth Naga's Lantern Breath. But with the Special Refine, if unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack +5 to unit and inflicts attack -5 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. So, nullifying follow-ups, he doesn't even need to be fast. Basically, if he's nearby an ally, or if it's an odd-numbered turn, he inflicts attack -10 on the foe and gains attack +10. In addition, with the visible buff of the odd spectrum wave. So, very, very unique Weapon Refine. It basically has a menace effect as well, but not debuffing the foe, just buffing himself. So very, very cool, and I think definitely one of the stronger ones in this bunch. I think if I had to like rate them so far, this one is the winner, and then probably Thunderarm mods and Fanged Basilicos are tied, and then Kliff and Kaze's might be tied as well, and then Tiki's I feel like is a bit lacking, but it's still very strong. Now to the units that I actually have. Summer Tana. If you watch this channel, you know that I am a huge Sacred Stones fan. Tana is actually my second favorite Sacred Stones character, so I'm very happy that this refine is actually pretty good. From the icon itself, it looks like, I believe Fly Nino has this Weapon Refine icon, but Fruits of Ithun, I think that's how you pronounce it, grants speed +3. Allies within 2 spaces can move to a space within 2 spaces of units. Fruits of Ithun, at default, is basically just a an everyone guidance if she has an HP, with an HP threshold. So it's very strong, and basically the opposite of how Halloween Noe's Grimoire Refine worked, which she had a buffed aerobatics skill. But now, at start of combat, if foe is within, at start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than 75%, grants attack and speed +5 to unit during combat. So just a little bit of a stat buff, as well as the huge guidance that she has, as well as grants attack speed +4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat. If unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +4 to unit during combat. So if she's within 2 spaces of an ally, and the foe has above 75% HP, she gets a attack speed +9 to combat, as well as she's a huge support character, like an amazing support character, granting attack and speed +4 and having their mobility be insane. So this is probably pretty crazy for Flyerball, as well as even like armor units that like benefit from initiating, like the Bold Fighter armor units. She can, like, if she moves like to rally or something in ether raids, so many people can just like zoom across the screen, and it's gonna that's pretty crazy. I am a bit bummed that my Summer Tana is minus attack. Hopefully on the new power banner I am able to summon something that maybe at least one more, so I can get rid of that Bane. Now for the actual strongest Weapon Refine from this bunch. Oops, that's not Marth. I didn't click on. Exalted Falchion is insane. So at default, grants speed +3, grants bonus to everything during combat equal to current bonus on each of unit's stats. So he basically had bonus doubler at default, but now he has that. Calculates each stat bonus independently. Okay, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than 50%, or if bonus is active on unit, grants Spectrum +4. So even more boosts, in addition to the bonus doubler. But that is not all. If unit initiates combat, or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants Spectrum +4, and bonus to Spectrum during combat equal to current penalty on each of unit's stats ×2. So if you can tell by the icon, he has a Spectrum Unity. So I think that's also Fallen Ike's weapon refine, or just his base weapon, because it's not refined. So Marth got an insane buff because with Shining Emblem, granting Spectrum +6, he gets a huge buff to everything, along with bonus doubler, along with another Spectrum +4 if the HP threshold goes off, and then if he's penalized at all and he's within 2 spaces of an ally, it's even stronger. So he just keeps buffing himself, and he's insane. So huge win for Marth. A huge win for Legendary Marth. He's going to be extremely strong, extremely fast, extremely bulky. He is just the whole package, honestly. IS gave Marth such a win for this update, that he is, it's crazy. Like, I'm ending up pretty speechless. So let's get rid of all these. And now that we've seen all the weapon refines, I want y'all to comment down below which one's your favorite. My favorite is definitely Marth's. He is super strong, and the fact that I actually have a legendary Marth as opposed to any other unit in this update pool except for Shamir Art, who also had a very nice weapon refine. So very excited, very happy for all the fans of these units out there. Again, let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, which one do you think is overpowered. I think there's one that's kind of overpowered. I won't say who because it's very obvious. But yeah. Now, for the moment, not that I've been waiting for, I think y'all are waiting to see Marth the whole time, but definitely a moment that I'm very excited for in the upcoming Tempest Trials is Ninja Shamir. That's actually, I'm gonna move her to the side so y'all can see her a bit better. She looks great. And I think with the data mine, we found out that she has a super boon in speed as well. So she basically is just an updated Ninja Hana. But art alone, and I really like Shamir, like art-wise, story-wise, character-wise, from Three Houses. I think, like, I was already planning on building her from the Grail pool. This is just making it even more so that I'm going to definitely build this character. I am very excited, and I'm very happy for how this update went. Very strong weapon refines from this patch, as well as with the new Tempest Trials coming out soon. Very strong units. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. But until then, goodbye.